I'm going to be showing you the different types of prompts that we can edit and create as a tenant admin creating their own mentor. So if you see this little drop down right here, this is the mentor that you are currently going to be editing. You'll click on that drop down and see a handful of different settings that you can change, but what we're going to focus on today is the prompts. So when you open up the prompts, you'll see a couple of different options. The system prompt here is going to be basically the mentor's behavior, personality, and purpose. If we take a look at this example one here, you can see that we're actually bribing the mentor to help the learners, which really helps the mentor understand its personality and purpose. You can also make the system prompt so it's a more Socratic style mentor, meaning that when a learner asks a question, they don't get the answer directly. They can have that be a more of a walkthrough process so they can really get an in-depth understanding materials. You can do a whole bunch of different things here. Like I said, this defines the mentor's personality and purpose. So you can also have this be, tailored towards your teaching style, whether it be, how it speaks to the learner, what kind of, materials that you want it to reference specifically, how you teach in your classroom. You can actually use the system prompt to kind of replicate the same type of teaching style. Now, this doesn't have to be just for course content. It can be for, administrative purposes. For instance, like we have an example with Fordham University that's an admissions mentor helping users get a better understanding of the admission process, what they can do at Fordham, so on and so forth. Now we have the proactive prompt, which if we go back to this screen right here, if you see this text where it says, "Hello, I'm ibl.ai," that's going to be part of that first prompt there, the proactive prompt. Basically, the instructions that are in here right now are indicating to keep the conversation within the bounds of what we've already, set for the platform rules, what the agent is tasked to do with, so on and so forth. So it's just going to be like an intro message, and you can, edit this prompt to be a little bit more aligned with however you'd like it to be aligned. Now we have the guided prompt right here. And to give you a little bit more information, this is these little guys that are generated by AI. So it's going to keep in mind what the conversation history is. If the learner's already chatted with this mentor, if they are in a specific topic, it's not going to throw out different options for, guided prompts that the learner can select from. It'll keep it within the bounds of the conversation. And those will keep generating as the learner continues to talk. You have the option of turning both the proactive and the guided prompts on if that's something you're not interested in. Now we have the suggested prompts. Those are going to be basically hard-coded prompts. They're very similar to the guided prompts in the fact that learners can select from them. But these are ones that you have specifically defined. It could be something like create a test assessment for me so I can understand my course content better. It could be, generate a rubric for an assessment if you're an instructor. Anything that's related to course content, whatever the purpose of this mentor is, and if there's something that learners might be struggling with, that's also a good option to add to these suggested prompts. All right, and that wraps up the different types of prompts you guys can use.